it's all for play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Hello, Aston Villa fans. What's going on with the focus on my camera there? Welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast. Really super quick team sheet tantrum. Firstly, apologies for not doing one earlier on. Daddy duties do come first, unfortunately, and well, I suppose fortunately, because they're two great little kids that I have. But I did want to mark this because I did put out a tweet. It's not usual that I would be flabbergasted or flummoxed, I suppose, with a team selection. And I don't even know if I'm there yet, but I suppose I'm just kind of disheartened by the team selection. You guys would have all seen it now. Emmy Martinez is in goals. That's fine. No problem there. Back fours are as I thought they would be. And then it's where it's from there on up, really, with Lamar Bogard and Tielemans in that the six positions, which, to be honest with you, I'm not really against that. And I'm not really against any of the players that are playing. It's just, for me, again, the big thing is here that looks to be little to no pace. There's little to no pace in this team at all, anywhere. There's no pace anywhere outside of Ezri Konsa. There's very little pace in this team, you know, and that's just, I think, maybe I'm buying into that kind of mentality as well. I know absolutely 100% you can win a game without pace. You can win a game by making your transitions clean, but you have to play a perfect game. You have to play a perfect game if you're not dual threat. You know, you really are, I suppose, yeah, dual threat. I suppose you ideally you'd like to have threat in three ways: by going long, by going short, and by going on the wings. But when you look at this team, it's you know, when you look at the bench and you see Evan Gassan 30 million on the bench, you see Ian Matson 30 million on the bench, you see Harvey Elliott potentially be 30 million on the bench, you see Jadon Sancho, a player who's gone for X amount of million. That has a small bit of pace on the bench. And I'm not saying that he should have started of all those people. I think he's probably the least likely to start on the bench. And then you've got Daniel Mallon, 18 million there as well. You know, it's like we talk about the financial fair play stuff, and then you look at it and it's Emi Buendia, who's 4 years at the club, was John McGinn, arguably being played out of position. But I look, it's okay for everybody to kind of feel that way now. But like at the end of this game, just like I suppose realistically we said in the Brentford game where we didn't think we would be coming away with a 1-0 loss. At the end of this game will be judged upon that setup. You know, Villa have to play a perfect game with that setup. That's my view, and I think that's. I don't think that that's controversial in any way. You know, you get behind on this Everton team, you get behind in any team with that initial setup, and you're going to find it tough. Based on the three games that we've seen Villa play so far, like football is a funny game. That's the cliche. Here comes another cliche. You know, the game isn't played on paper. There's another cliche. You know, and all those ring true. They ring true, but like to say that I'm unenthused with the starting lineup is probably the right way to put it. Jacob Tanswell posited an interesting potential, which has since been probably knocked on the head by Jacob Tanswell again. He said that potentially where Lamar Bogard lines up will be very interesting, but during the warm-ups it looked like he was lining up in midfield. So like obviously if they were going to do something with like a three at the back, go 3-5-2 or something along those lines, you know, you might look at it and go, okay, right, there does seems to be a bit of change. But again, it doesn't that's the thing. The reason it's disheartening is there's just seems to be no element of change up in that lineup. And you know, while we might zip that ball around, we might get it moving a bit quicker, we might play in a 4-2-2-2 again, which I'm just not sure the Premier League is built for that anymore. I think it was a surprise type of tactic that had its day potentially. You know, obviously you don't write anything off. But like you're going to be going down the middle against, you know, young Tim, He's playing for this team. He's played really well for Everton since he's gotten into the team. Idrissa Gana Gueye, who's always played well. Another former Aston Villa player is in there as well. Is going to be in that. They're two pivots, and then you break through the two of those. You've got Tarkowski, you've got Michael Keane, you've got the Hulk and Jack O'Brien back there. So it's going to be the reason that I suppose the reason I'm disheartened about it is that, like I said, Villa need to play a perfect game, and they do. We don't give away any stupid goals. We don't give away goals from corners. We don't give away penalties. We don't get red cards. Things that have happened to Villa at the start of this year, like needless, stupid things that have happened to Villa at the start of this year. But then when we get that ball forward and we get it into attack, there's a heap of pressure on Emi Buendia today, playing against those five players that I mentioned there: Jake O'Brien, Tarkowski, is it Michael Keane? I think is in there as well. Young Tim and Idrissa Gana Gueye. He can't be on the ground all day long. Buendia, he just can't. He can't. Not for my mental health. I need him to get on the ball quicker. I need him to drop deeper if he needs to and pick up that ball. But we can't have it as a situation whereby, he's getting bundled off the ball too easily, because what we will find then is that the ball will break down at him. We won't get an opportunity for Morgan Rogers to get that ball slipped to him, to get a run on players like he was getting for England this year, or in the week just gone. And John McGinn played some good stuff for Scotland as well in that more elevated role, albeit more central. But once again, if the ball comes to him slowly, if the ball comes to any of those three players in the front slowly, and arguably if it comes to them when they're too far forward on the pitch as well, they're less effective. So, with that setup, because the pace isn't really there, you're stuck between rock and a hard place territory. And I see it's 3:00, so I'm going to leave you guys go on this. I want Aston Villa to start fast. I need Aston Villa to play a perfect first half. I'm okay to go in 0-0 in the first half. I'm okay to do this whole, keep it tight and then bring on those five pacey players and change the whole thing up at halftime. But discussions will be had in the team sheet tantrum with regards to, and we will play hindsight as 2020 in that, because that's what in the post match, because that is what that's for. And I hope you guys all join me for that. I'm going to kick you directly into Stato Stream. If you are, just wait with me there actually for 2 seconds, and I will make sure that I push you directly into Stato Stream if that's something that you would like to do, to watch along with Stato. I've forgotten how to do it. It's been so long. And there we go. And Dale will take you through it from a watch along point of view, if that is what you like to do. But yes, so first of all, apologies as well, guys, about the delay. We will definitely be on for the post match directly after the game. The game is kicked off. See you later. Up to Villa. Hopefully we aren't 1-0 down already. Hopefully we're 2-0 up by the time the stream ends. See you later. Bye-bye.